Welcome back. Well, because of the complete mess Democrats have made with their endless mucking around with our election system, we still don't know for sure who will control the House of Representatives, but it looks like we can be cautiously optimistic that it will be the GOP, in which case we might finally get some accountability over Biden's Afghanistan disaster, Fauci, and the origins of the pandemic, the handling of the pandemic, Biden family corruption. Although, apparently, Biden isn't too worried.
What's your message to Republicans who are considering investigating your family, and particularly your son Hunter's business dealings?
Lots of luck in your senior year, as my coach used to say. I think the American public want us to move on.
Move on? What are you talking about, move on? The worst foreign policy humiliation in 50 years, a pandemic that killed millions, upending our society and our economy, corrupt business deals with a hostile foreign power while you were vice president. No. We're not moving on. Justice demands transparency and accountability. So now let's welcome in the man who might soon have the power to bring that accountability, Kentucky Congressman and House Oversight Committee ranking member James Comer. Great to see you, Congressman. First of all, what's it looking like to you? I'm sure you're all itching to get on with the work. Do you think you'll be in that position to start these investigations? Will Republicans take control of the House?
I do think we're going to take control of the House. It's looking like 220, 221 now. So that's more than enough for a majority, and we're looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to being chairman of the Oversight Committee and having subpoena power so we can finally take steps to hold this administration accountable.
And so just to be clear for our audience, you may have some concerns about the size of the majority and whether that affects anything. Does it affect anything? Even if it's a majority of one, for example, would that give you the same amount of the same access to the same powers as if it was a majority of 30?
Yes. 218 is the magic number. So as long as we attain 218, then we'll have the chairmanships, and with a couple of committees, including the House Oversight Committee, along with the chairmanship comes subpoena power. And that's very important because, as you know, we've requested a lot of information from this administration while we've been in the minority for the past 2 years, and this administration has blocked us at every turn. So we're finally going to have the power of the subpoena to be able to get the information that the American people deserve answers to.
So I just listed a few of the areas, and we've discussed this before: Afghanistan, the origins of the pandemic, the handling of the pandemic, and the Biden family corruption. Within those, do you have a sense of sequencing, of prioritization? Can you pursue multiple investigations at the same time? How do you see it all working out?
I think a lot of different committees are going to be taking steps to look at different things. We're not going to duplicate services. We're all going to be working together. I'm going to take the lead with oversight in general, and we're going to be partnering with other committees of jurisdiction to where we can work together, because the American people expect results from congressional oversight, and they expect them quickly. So we have to move quickly. We're going to have to begin with depositions. We're going to have to begin with transcribed interviews. Obviously, the subpoena process, if people refuse the subpoena, takes a while if it has to go to court. If we have to hold people in contempt of Congress, things like that take time. So we're very far along. We've been preparing for this day for many months, and we're ready to get started. From an oversight standpoint, we've learned more information on Biden family corruption. This is something I think every American should be concerned about, and this is going to be a priority on day one of the House Oversight Committee.
And last question, quickly. I mean, Biden, obviously, they just sort of brushed it off. He said, oh, it's good, it's like comedy or something. But there are people who say, you know what we really want is our representatives in Congress to be doing things that help our lives. They shouldn't be distracted by just pursuing, political arguments and investigations. So what's your response to that?
Well, we are going to be focused on the things that matter to everyday Americans. Inflation, trying to secure the border. These are things that the Biden administration have created. These are the things that Republicans in the House are going to try to fix. But we're also going to focus on corruption. From an oversight standpoint, our job is to root out waste, fraud, and abuse in the federal government. And I can't think of more abuse than what we've seen on the southern border with respect to Dr. Fauci, the CDC, and with Hunter Biden. And the question with Hunter Biden is, how has this benefited Joe Biden? And we believe that Joe Biden has benefited directly from Hunter's shady business dealings. And that's why it's of the utmost importance that we have a congressional investigation into the Biden family influence peddling.
And also, I mean, we've got to leave it there, but that whole model, that is the business model of the swamp. And it's not, and it's all of these people at it, and it does come back to affect real people's lives, because that's what they're all focused on, rather than actually solving problems, because it's this corrupt business model. And so if you get to the bottom of that, I think that is a great service for the whole country. James Comer, great to see you tonight. We appreciate it.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.